This episode of Another Great Day is brought to you by 4 years. 20 times 4 plus 7. How did a score equal 20? Well, it's Tuesday, January 9th, 2024.
Yep, that's right.
That's a thing.
That's my question. Did you read that before we started?
I did, and I liked it.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, Abe, what were you thinking? All right.
mean, I don't know where the term score became 20.
He was trying to predict the score of the Commanders-Cowboys game this evening, but that far in advance. Abraham
Hundreds of years earlier.
Nostradamus Lincoln, as they called him. All right.
87 years, in case you're wondering.
87 is 4 scores in 7 years?
4 score in 7 years.
All right, you learned a thing right off the bat here on Another Great Day. Well, welcome to Another Great Day podcast. I'm Aaron, and this is my co-host, DJ Goodbeard Bigheart himself, Chris Taylor.
Hello, it's me.
Yep, that's right. We're here together, and it's great. Well, thanks for joining us, and it's Tuesday, which means we're going to jump into our Tuesday segment, Chris, which we like to call the Word of the Day. This is the segment where we're going to tell you about a word that you might be familiar with, maybe you're not. And if you don't speak English, you can learn a new word. This podcast is probably hard to listen to if you don't speak English.
Not a good, yeah. And this word's not great for everyday use.
You're right. I regret everything.
All right, you ready? You want to do it, Aaron?
All right,
Today's word of the day?
I'll do it, okay.
All right.
Today's word of the day is Fortnight. Kids, have you ever heard of the word Fortnight? You might be familiar with the video game Fortnite, but this is not exactly the same spelling. This is Fortnight.
GHT.
Yes, like a fortnight, meaning a period of 2 weeks. So if somebody says a fortnight, that's 2 weeks, okay? It's a 17th century contraction of Middle English fortnight from Old English fortnight.
So, it literally meant 14. 14
neat.
night.
Whoa.
Is 14 nights.
I was too busy being silly that I didn't actually comprehend that that's what that was saying. Literally 14 nights. Wow.
And what's interesting, the last little sentence there, this term is an ancient Germanic custom of reckoning by nights, meaning you would count not days, but nights.
Yeah, you're like, because now in colloquial English or common conversational English, you'd say, oh yeah, remember that happened 4 days ago, or that was 2 days ago, or that's happening in 3 days.
Yeah, people used to say nights. That was 5 nights ago.
It's been a fortnight since I've seen you, Chris. Actually, that's about accurate.
That is accurate.
Considering.
Speaking of fortnights, the original concept for Epic's video game, which I'm sure you've all been waiting to hear about right now, was Save the World was the concept.
Interesting.
And it was a survival game that took place over 14 days.
Whoa, you had to survive for a fortnight.
For a fortnight.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Would build forts, and at night, waves of monsters would come. And that's how Fortnight and 14 days all mixed together into the game.
I kind of want to play the other version, honestly.
It may still exist. I don't know. I've never actually sat down and pushed buttons on a Fortnite video game. Everybody else I know has, but at least people who play games.
If you like stress and anxiety and chaos, it's the perfect game for you.
I'm gonna do a non-paid advertisement. There's apparently a new version of Fortnite that's Lego Fortnite. People
Breaking
are
news.
comparing it to Minecraft.
Whoa.
And that Fortnite is trying to change into a Roblox type system where they have a whole set of games inside of Fortnite, where it's not just the one game.
Oh, got to be careful though. PSA, there are chat boxes on those video games.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about it.
And you must not go on them and talk to strangers.
I don't know anything about it.
Do not do it.
Okay,
it's very dangerous.
It is open to the internet out there.
Yes, so be careful.
Keep all your caution like you would with all the other internet things.
Exactly. You wouldn't wander around in the streets at night. You shouldn't go on the internet without some guardrails. Listen to your parents.
That's right. And that'll bring us to
This Day in History.
All right. This day in 1854. That's right. 1854. Somebody was born.
Really? Was it a guy named John?
It was not. I'm gonna say some things. Don't look ahead.
Okay. I'm fighting with all my urging.
I'm gonna see if you can guess who it might be. I wouldn't have been able to, but we'll give you a benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Here's a quote from the person.
Let's do it.
Here's a quote. Exact quote. It is so tempting to try the most difficult thing possible.
Ooh.
It's an interesting quote.
It's so tempting to try the most. Sounds like an athlete that would say that.
So I wrote this one down specifically because I thought about you, Aaron. Sometimes you try really hard things and choose the most hard way possible.
It's the worst way. I don't know why I am the way I am. Lord help me.
I do the same thing too, though. All right, here's another one. Another quote from this person, which I think these are good quotes. These are just interesting. Treat your friends as you do your pictures. Place them in the best light.
Oh, wow.
Fun quote.
That's a really good quote.
All right, and here's a story about the person. This is a story that I heard recently. It's one of the greatest greatest lessons in leadership comes from the Victorian era.
Whoa.
Benjamin Disraeli and William Gladstone were competing to be Prime Minister of the UK. They're trying to be the president, essentially.
Wow.
Of the UK. The two leaders went down in history with very different personalities.
Okay. I'm with you.
At the time, Benjamin Disraeli won the election and William Gladstone, but it was odd because William Gladstone was the smarter, cleverer, wittier person. He was brilliant.
Whoa.
But he also knew he was brilliant.
And
here is a story about these two people.
And now story time with Chris Taylor.
I know this is a big winding trail. So the original person was born in 1854.
Okay.
And this person sat down at a dinner with William Gladstone, the guy who was super smart and knew he was smart. And she left the dinner thinking, wow, that guy is the cleverest man I've ever met.
Whoa.
The next week, she sat down and had dinner with the other contestant for the Prime Minister, Disraeli. And she left that meeting, and this is her quote, I left feeling that I was the cleverest woman that he had ever met.
Whoa. Now that's sneaky right
Isn't
there.
that interesting?
Yes.
So
he made her feel.
Yeah, he asked questions and was curious about her life. And this is a story in leadership, how to be a good leader. So if you're a good leader, you will ask and listen and try to figure out people, not just be proud of yourself for doing the best.
Wow. That's tremendous.
All of this is a lady named Jennie Jerome.
Okay.
Or Lady Randolph Churchill, Winston Churchill's mother.
Bum, bum, bum.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Now, kids, Winston Churchill was the leader of England during World War II, so he was a very, very famous war prime minister.
Mm-hmm. Really one of the most looked up to leaders, I think, in modern history.
Yep.
If the 40s could be considered modern history, which I think
it's exactly modern. Yep.
Yep. Indeed. Wow, that's a neat story. So there you go. Try to make other people feel more important than yourselves.
That's it.
That would be the Bible lesson right there.
That is. What's that verse?
Outdo one another in showing honor.
That's right. Heaping coals upon their heads.
Oh, hard to do. We're having a mosaic of church knowledge thrown at you here. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to the question of the day. Chris, today's question is a little different.
That's right.
It's got a little different flavor. Did you put cilantro in today's question?
I did, yep.
It has that soapy taste for me.
No.
I'm just kidding. All
right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Today's it's a task again.
Okay.
Make up a question that would help you get to know somebody.
Okay, so if you're...
What would be a really good question to try and get to know somebody's personality or information or how they would do things?
Okay, so you pause the show here in a second. Ask the question. Test it out. See how it goes.
Oh, yeah. Find somebody new and ask them. That's right.
Yeah. If you're in the cereal section, figure it out. Make a friend.
Make a friend. What would you ask?
Okay. First thing that came to mind was, what toppings do you like to put on your pizza? Because I think that tells you a lot about somebody.
Really?
We have a friend who likes pineapple, and everyone gives him a hard time about that. I like that. I put buffalo sauce on everything. I think that tells people something about me, and some people just like vegetables. What do you think, Chris?
Here's a question. If you were hanging out, like if you had to sit beside somebody maybe on a bus or something, or like you're in the waiting room somewhere, well, here's a question. I would say, if you were to write a story, what kind of story would you write?
Interesting.
And leave it open-ended, because they might say, about me, or about nothing. I don't know how to write stories. And then you hear, tell me about that. And you keep asking.
Yeah, and they'd probably tell you what they were interested or knowledgeable about, and that would be an interesting conversation stimulator.
There you go.
You know what? We used to ask questions in job interviews. We'd say, which pancake do you want to be? Top pancake, middle pancake, or bottom pancake? And then just wait. There's not a right answer. It's just one of those weird enough questions.
Just start it up.
Indeed.
Get conversation going. All right.
Okay, well, that'll do it for the question of the day. Let's go ahead and move along to our favorite section, the dad joke section of our show. And for that, we'll check in with our dad joke correspondent on location in the field. Take it away, Wes McFall.
Hey there, Aaron. Hey, Chris. Hey, Alora. I've been saying mucho a lot to my Spanish-speaking friends lately.
Why?
It means a lot to them. Have another great day.
I have to say,
I did not hear that.
I like that joke mucho.
I did not hear that before we aired it.
Me gusta mucho.
I was keeping it a surprise to myself. That was pretty great.
It's really fun listening to the dad jokes ahead of time, Chris. This is great. All right. Thanks, Wes. Good job, buddy.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, that'll take us into today's Word of Wisdom section. We're going through Proverbs chapter 26 right now. And we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 26, verse 17 today. All right, Chris, hit me.
Oh, man, this one's very visual. Yeah. Interfering in someone else's argument is as foolish as yanking a dog's ears.
Wow. Goodness. That paints a picture. The Amplified says, like one who grabs a dog by the ears and is likely to be bitten, is he who, passing by, stops to meddle with a dispute that is none of his business.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's some hot takes.
Solomon is saying, mind your business. Mind your business, kids.
That's right.
Boy, I thoroughly, I feel like if I could memorize the book of Proverbs, my life would be a lot better.
Get it down in your soul.
Indeed, indeed. All right, Chris, well, let's hit that music and call it a day. Our mission here on Another Great Day podcast is to encourage interaction, creativity, and conversation.
We thank you for tuning in, and if you're enjoying this podcast, take a minute to rate and review us on your favorite podcast app and share us on social media.
Yeah, help us get some good old-fashioned fun out into the internet, help us beat the internet, and most importantly, we hope you make it another
great day!
We'll see you tomorrow.